Hello and welcome in to the ASN Awards Show. And it is that time of year. I hope that you all have had a Merry Christmas and we hope that you'll have a Happy New Year. We'd love for you to share this out with your friends if you will. So, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be looking down and kind of checking in on try to keep the comments going along with our viewership, see what's going on. So, if I'm looking down, just understand that I'm trying to work both the computer and the award show here. Appreciate you joining us here. It is always a great time to be able to give our awards out. I feel like every year people are more and more interested in our awards. And so we're just excited. We're excited to be here. And of course, our award show is not only a time to give away awards and to celebrate the accomplishments of so many across the state of Arkansas, but also to be able to pat ourselves on the back a little bit. The growth that we've had this year has been tremendous. Right now, we're over 120,000 followers across all platforms. That's wild to me. Um, I can't even begin to say thank you enough for being a part of what we do here at ASN. When we started this in 2020, I never would have began to think that we'd look and see the numbers that we have across all of our platforms. It's just wild, and so we were able to make some moves. We were able to join up with 42 Sports. That's been coming up on 4 years now, 3.5 years that we've done that, and that has been nothing but a good move there. And we appreciate Alan Russell, still part of our crew here at ASN, and so we appreciate him. We also appreciate our sponsors here making this possible, and we've got Tyson Foods, Metcalf Trucking. Premier Facilities Group, D3 Auto Sales, and Arkansas Tech University. Those have been some mainstays for us for many years now. Premier Facilities Group is a newer one, and we encourage you to go visit their Facebook pages, their social media, and just go visit and hang out with them and understand what they do, and just be a part because you never know. You just never know when you might want some of their business or they might want you to come and be a part. So anyway, we want to say thank you to them as well. Let me get going here, and the first thing that I want to do is talk about the ASN Basketball Classic coming up next week. This week, actually, at the end of the week at Clinton High School. We're excited to be at Clinton High School for the ASN Classic, and as you can see on the board, we've got some great games. Mountain View versus Harding Academy on the girls' side at 12 o'clock. Then following that, Lamar versus Mountain View at 1:30. And at 3 o'clock, Bergman takes on Southside Charter and the girls' side. And then on the boys' side, you've got Bergman taking on Jessieville. And looking forward to that one. And then the nightcap will be the Dardanelle Sand Lizards and Clinton Yellow Jackets in the boys and the girls. So it's going to be a great day. I'm just encouraging you that if you're able to come out and watch hoops, just come watch. Just come out and be a part of what we're doing. I was just talking to Alan on the phone, and we may even throw some things out there for fans to be able to come and participate. Maybe it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a good time. So we appreciate you, and we want to show that appreciation to you because we can't do it without you. If without you, ASN doesn't exist. And whether you are greatly fond of us or maybe mildly fond of us or maybe not so fond of us at all, I hope that you understand that we're out here to try to cover high school sports and sports in the state of Arkansas in the best way that we can, in the best way that we know how. We're not perfect at this by any means, I will tell you, but we try. We try hard, and we're going to continue to do that, try to learn from what we do, both good and bad. So, again, just appreciate you for being here. And again, we hope that you've had a Merry Christmas. And we hope that you've had a Happy New Year. We have a new thing that we have been doing this year called the Red Plate. And we were lucky enough for, I believe it was 10 restaurants to open their doors to us throughout the season and talk to us and allow us to help them out and support them a little bit, get their name out there, but also for them to bring us in and feed us and just be a part. And we were able to put together a montage of just shows that come that the places that we went to throughout. We had some great places. In fact, I'll tell you right now, we didn't have one bad place, and I don't say that because I don't believe that. I really do believe that we had some really good places to eat along the way, and it really helped us along the way. And I hope that we helped them as well. And we teased winners throughout, and so we want to give some winners. We had a golden knife winner, which was a fan vote winner, and we want to put that out there right now. The Golden Knife winner for the fan vote of our Red Plate series was Ray's Diner in Monticello. Ray's Diner was the first place that we went to, and it was a place that we actually went to twice. We went to there before the game, and then we actually went back and paid them to eat there in the second time. And man, it was great. It was a great time over there at Ray's, and that was the first game that we did between Fordyce and Monticello. We got a chance to see two playoff teams, a 3A semifinal team and a 4A quarterfinal team. We were able to see those guys as we went there, and so it was a great time there at Ray's Diner there in Monticello. And we want to say thank you to them. We will be presenting them with a Golden Knife Award. I don't have that Golden Knife Award with me today, but what I do have, I have the Red Plate Award that we've been teasing for so long, and I'll put that out here in just a second. Um, but we had great food across the board. Um, again, just so many things: hamburgers, pizza, steak, ribeyes. I mean, fish, anything that you wanted. We were able to have across the state, and it was again just such a benefit to us to be able to go in and do that. But again, I hope that we were able to benefit those that helped us out. So, without further ado, I want to announce the Red Plate Award winner for the 2025 football season. I hope that we are able to continue this again next season. I hope that you guys, if you're a restaurant owner right now and you feel like, hey, this is something I'd like to be a part of, definitely message us and let us know. We could probably do some stuff, some spin-off stuff with it, and just get your business out there. But the 2025 Red Plate Award winner is Woods Place in Camden. Let me tell you something about Woods Place in Camden. In fact, the good thing is we get a chance to go back as we present them this award here, Woods Place, the Red Plate Award for 2025. We will present that to Woods Place, and we'll go eat there again because it was so great. Woods Place brought out a spread for us, and I'm talking about fried catfish. You had catfish with the bone in, catfish with the bone out, fried fish, ribeye steak. I can't even remember everything it was, but it was on a platter that was fit for a king, and they rolled out the red carpet for us, and we were so appreciative of that for them. And that was the second place that we ate in the season, and they were the one that won. This was actually established on a criteria of you had cleanliness, you had wait staff, you had the food appearance. There was like several things, and I will say that Aaron Powers, one of our producers, headed this up so well, did a great job with it. He came in and really just headed it up, did and just pushed this thing out and did it right. And so I want to commend him for that. He did a great job. But anyway, we ranked them. There were no ties. In fact, I want to go ahead and put out the top five for them because there were so many opportunities or so many great places to eat here, and let me give you the top five. Woods Place was our number one place. Hogs and Heifers in Clinton. We enjoyed that one tremendously there. The pizza store in Dirks came in as our third place to eat. And I think that one to me is a little bit of a surprise. I wasn't at that one, but just of all of the places that we ate, it was one of those places that I don't know that I expected to go up there into the top five, but I know that we had some guys that were very fond of it. And then we had Casper's and Dardanelle, and then we had Fowler's and Dardanelle. Both of those, Fowler's was an interesting one because we were supposed to do the Dardanelle and Nashville game, but we weren't able to do that. It didn't have anything to do with Dardanelle on their side of things, but we weren't able to do that game, and so we flipped to the Bismarck Glenrose game that day. And Fowler's, though, was the red plate people. And man, I'm going to tell you, that's a great place to eat and an affordable price. That's a great place. So, of all those places, look those places up. And if you're ever in the areas, just go and visit those places. They're great. In fact, I'm going to pull up real quick the others that we went and ate at. The Shed and Carlisle Pizzeria. That's a really good place. Not Your Mama's Kitchen in Salem, but that's actually a food truck. We had a great time over there with those guys. Ray's Diner, The Slice House, and Trina's Diner in Prescott. Those were the places that put us up, and we do appreciate those guys for allowing us to come in. It was an awesome time there. So just appreciate you guys. Um, Man, we're just excited. We're just excited to be here today, and we thank you for watching. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the numbers. I can't get to all the comments, so I do just bear with me. And if any of my guys, if you're watching, you see any comments that don't need to be in there, please get them out of there. I know that Bill Harshaw's watching right now. And so anyway, if you can, if there's any comments that don't need to be in there, please make sure to get them out. All right, so we've been through all of the preliminaries here, so we need to get to the good stuff. And we first off, we want to thank Metcalf Trucking for being a part of ASN. They jumped on board early, and man, they've jumped on board big time for us. They're helping us big time here, and we wanted to honor them. We want this award to grow. This is actually more of a regional award. This is for counties that Metcalf Trucking services throughout the state of Arkansas, which is here over the western side of the state. And that is Franklin County, Johnson County, that's Pope County, Logan County, Yale County, I believe, and Conway County. Those 6 counties there. And I believe it encompasses 14 football playing schools there. And I may have that count off, but it's somewhere close to that. And I will tell you, in this group of counties, man, there were some really good players in this group of counties this year. And this was a tough pick for the awards, but we wanted to get out there. We wanted to just choose some of these guys, and we want to honor them. And so we want to do that right now. For the top 5, we have Lucas Baker of Hector. He topped the 2,000-yard mark this season, and man, what a year he had! What a year Hector had. Hector finished 9-2 this year, one of the best years in the last 10. Maddox Berry. Maddox, as far as I know, is still going to the University of Central Arkansas. Man, that kid can sling the football. Last year he threw 57 touchdowns. I don't think he quite got to that this year, but I mean, he got up there quite a bit. I know that a lot of people were playing him a little softer, trying to force him to run a little bit more because he was he was so good. He was fantastic for Morrilton. Carter Little of Charleston, a fantastic player in his own right, threw for 2,400 yards. Team finished 10-2 on the season. and really had a great year. Charleston was one of the best. In fact, I mean, Fordyce ended up in the state finals in 3A, and they beat Charleston 36-35 in the second round. John Skolarski of Ozark. I think this is a name that you're going to hear about for quite some time. If you don't already know John, you're going to get to know him. Over 1,600 yards rushing this year. Does it all for the Hillbillies. And Creed Vega is, well, he's a household name by now, I can tell you. Just an unbelievable player there for Dardanelle. 2,000 yards rushing, 2,000 yards passing, led his team to the state championship game for the first time ever in the history of Dardanelle. And those guys are they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal players. And I'm going to tell you, of all of these awards this year, I think this year was the most competitive that we've had of all of the awards that we put out throughout the years. I mean, it has just been a great, great year for high school football. I really thought that this, especially offensively, was a great year for high school football in the state of Arkansas. And so, anyway, we want to announce our winner. What we're going to do, and I hope that we can still get our winners on the phone, but when we announce our winner, or well, before we announce our winner, I'm going to go to a bumper, and then I will announce the winner after that, and you'll be able to see that player's name on the screen. So give me a minute. I'm going to see if I can get the young man on the phone, and if not, we'll come back and we'll announce him. But if so, we will get him on the phone and talk to him. All right, we're back here, and we look forward to being able to talk to the winners here on the phone. And I do have our winner of the Metcalf Trucking Most Outstanding Player, and the winner of the Most Outstanding Player is Carter Little of Charleston. Carter, congratulations on the victory this year, and congratulations on a great season and career.
It means a lot.
Well, Carter, tell us a little bit about the Charleston season this year. You guys were a very solid 10-2. You know, I've got written down here, and I know that you're going to love this because I know that you guys over there at Charleston, you like to beat these two, but you beat Ozark and you beat Boonville in the same season, which I doubt happens a whole lot. Not necessarily a whole lot, but you know what I mean. It doesn't happen very often for anybody, and so I know it's a great year for y'all.
Yes, sir. It felt really good to those two wins in such like high anticipated games.
Absolutely. You guys finished second in the 3A1 this year. Went to the second round of the playoffs. I know you wanted a little bit more. I know you lost a heartbreaker there at Fordyce, but man, you had a great, great year there at Charleston. And tell me just a little bit about not only your year, but your career. I'll be honest with you. I remember you as a sophomore, and we did the Elkins game, and you guys got beat pretty good. But I remember saying on that broadcast, I said, "Guys, y'all are in good hands with this quarterback." I said, "This kid can throw the football," and sure enough, you proved to be one of the best in the state by the time it was all said and done.
Yes, that Elkins game was against a very good team, and that was really to builder for me. as a young quarterback. My career, I just had playing with all my best friends, eating for such a school at Charleston.
128 of or 127 of 188, 2,400 yards through the air, 39 touchdowns to 3 picks this year, and you had a phenomenal year there at Charleston. And man, I want to just say congratulations. Crazy thing, man. I'm going to tell you, I went to high school with your mom.
Sir, I know it.
Yeah, I went to high school with your mom. I remember her very well. I don't know if she remembers me as much, but I remember her very well back there. She's actually a couple years older than me, but I remember seeing her in the comments when you were our Player of the Week. And yeah, I was like, oh man, this kid's got a little Mountainburg Dragon in him. Didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
I bet you're probably
Yes, sir.
not
She
telling
even
too
told
many.
me.
Yeah, I bet you're probably not telling too many. You got too much Mountain Bird Dragon in you. But Mountain Bird is a fond memory for me, and I know it was for her as well. But yeah, yeah, we went to high school together. So anyway, well, man, congratulations. What I'm going to do, I will call you after this is over, or shoot you a text or whatever, and we'll get this trophy. I don't know. You can see one of these trophies if you're watching the presentation. I've got 4 of these on my table. I don't know which one is which, but they all look like this right here that I'm touching. And anyway, congratulations on being our first ever, and hopefully we'll have more to come of the Metcalf Trucking Most Outstanding Player Award.
Yes, really appreciate it.
All right. Carter Little of Charleston with us. He is our first award winner tonight of the Metcalf Trucking Most Outstanding Player Award. Carter, thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's one down. We've got several more to go here. And again, we want to encourage you to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me take that off. There we go. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Just hit the notification bell there if you're on YouTube. Let people know that you're watching right here on the Arkansas Sports Network as we announce our award winners for this year. This one that is coming up is one that's close to my heart. And I will tell you, got in a little bit late this year when it comes to all this, especially on the Blue Collar Award. I got caught up into Christmas. I should have done more with this. I would have liked to have done more with this. This is, I think, one of the reasons that I like this award so much is because I was this type of player. I was a good player. I was one to help my team win, but I wasn't the star player of the team. I wasn't the all-stater. I was all conference at one point, but I wasn't an all-state player in high school. So I was the one that won the Hustle Award, and so this is kind of the Hustle Award. And I'm going to tell you, there are so many people that are worthy to win this award, which makes it even harder because I know that there are several out there right now that are thinking, well, my team, my kid. Well, we only have one award that we can give out, unfortunately. And I just want to say, number one, that if you were nominated, and let me go ahead and try to get these names in here. Um, if you were nominated for this award, I want to say congratulations. Number one, I feel like that you are the glue of your team, and I tell you what, I appreciate the glue guys on this. I really do. So, anyway, with that being said, let me just give you some names here: Derek Morphus of Hampton, Braden Simpson of Southside, Nate Bassam of Mountainburg, and I know that Bassam name because I went to Mountainburg. There, Eli Jones of Lamar, Xander Walters of Mansfield, Drayson Vogt of Rogers, Gunnar Hale of Monticello, Kyle Carpenter of Hamburg, Akira Fujibayashi of Greenwood, and Mason Smith of Dirks. And I could probably have named 100 more. I mean, there's so many of this type of kid, and this is the most subjective award that we have. It really is. I mean, I'd love to make this maybe a little bit more objective if we can, but man, this is just a very subjective award here. And so, with that being said, for those that don't win it, I want to apologize to you because I'd love to be able to give out 10 of these, but I just can't right now. But we do have a winner that we're going to go with here. This is a young man that I do know. Um, and I've seen from afar, and I feel like that this young man fits exactly what we want in a blue collar award winner. So I'm going to go to him right now, and I will we'll get back to you. All right, we are back here on the ASN Awards Show, and again, appreciate you joining us here. And I want to make sure that I hit the right button. I've got it. I've got to be careful. Bill, I hope that you're proud of me, man. I'll say that. There was no way 3 or 4 years ago I could do this. I promise you. But here we go. Blue collar player of the year is Lamar's Eli Jones. Appreciate you for joining us, Eli, for this award. And man, congratulations on what I just feel like when I think about this, this is like the hard hat kid. It's the one that wears the hard hat and works the hardest.
Well, thank
Tell us a little bit about your season. And this year I know that you moved from wide receiver to quarterback. I know you put up some pretty good numbers last year at wide receiver, but out of necessity, you had to move to quarterback. Tell us a little bit about the year this
you.
year.
Well, the season started off pretty, uh, sort of beating Huntsville, and then losing our second game to. In our third game, we had a Kaz, who's one of our best, and then that was like the moment where our team like really come as a team, watch down. Like after that, they just playing their hearts out for him. I know during the game they're all saying this is for Kaz, and so I'm really. And then going to see season started like having to, a lot of players got to step up and do, and I have like help be a leader to them and to do. And then uh, came down the season, more injuries, lost our linebacker, Brandon, and I ended up getting hurt the next week, and other linebacker, and that was our tacklers on defense. Really hurt us in the season, and then uh, won our last game against Waldron, and I was like luckily able to come back games, and I cared about the team and like hope they love like what I do for them.
Well, man, you came in this year again, kind of playing out of position a little bit, but you came in and you led. But we also know that you got injured toward the end of the year. Um, Tell us about that. But I guess I know right now that things are going okay for you because you were able to play some basketball. I believe I saw a dunk the other day.
Yeah, I was able to get two this far.
Okay. And how's that basketball season going? Because I know that right now you guys are Saturday. Y'all are going to be playing in our classic.
Set uh so far we actually got Cass back, and we got a game coming up Tuesday, and that'll be his first game to be able to play, and I think he should. play Saturday.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, that'd be
So it's
great.
it's good to have him back.
Well, I tell you what we'll do now, since we can do this, I will, and I swear I did not choose this award because of this, but we can present this to you at the basketball game. So we will do that.
Yeah,
We'll present this to you at Clinton, at the ASN Basketball Classic. And so, man, I will tell you, I appreciate you. I'm going to tell you right now, your dad is one of my favorites out there. Just I really love what he does. I know that probably playing for him is a little bit difficult, but boy, I tell you what, I respect him really, really well as a coach, man.
I enjoyed having him as a coach. I know, you said something cool because he expected, as and to do, expect to do a lot more than, and so you got to make sure you give 110 time.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, man, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go here, and we'll see you on Saturday, and we'll bring this award with us.
All right, thank you.
All right, Eli Jones. He is our blue collar player of the year. And again, I want to tell you that there were so many of these kids that could have, and I promise you, if I could, I'd give them all something. And there are so many names. I mean, there were so many great stories that were in these comments. I read them all. I read them all. And so I just want you to know that I appreciate it. And we will try our best next year to give this a little bit more due, try to get this out to the public a little bit more. One thing that we haven't done, I haven't been able to show you this. This award right here, we have already named the 2A Player of the Year for the Kevin Payne Award. And that award, I trying to get it in here. Maybe I have to go this way. There we go. The Kevin Payne Award goes to Danny Bill of Cross County. Danny, the defensive tackle, ends up at Arkansas. He is. We're going to try to get that award to him as well. I think he's actually headed to the U of A here pretty quickly. So we're going to try to get him that award. That is one that Alan Russell at 42 Sports many, many years ago. I think this is 11 years, 12 years running, something like that. Alan can let me know. But Alan kept the Kevin Payne Award. We're going to try to expand into the 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, and 6A, 7A Players of the Year coming up, maybe next year if we can. I know also 8-man. If you're watching right now and you want us to cover 8-man more, we need more information. Unfortunately, Scorebook Live just doesn't cover it very well. They just don't. And so, the updates throughout the season are just not there. We used to do an 8-man ranking. I scrapped that this year because we just didn't have enough. Last year, I think we put it out in October, and we just never did get enough information. But I'd love to have more information on that. So, with that said, let's move on to our next award here. And this one's brought to you by Premier Facilities Group. And we've got the newcomer of the year, and that is you either are playing as a freshman in your first year of varsity or a sophomore as your first year in varsity. And again, we had plenty of great names that we could have went with, but we're going to go with the top 5 here with that group here. And we've got Wyatt Foreman of Bauxite. We've got John Skolarski of Ozark. We've got Jacob Miles of Searcy. We've got Lex Latham of uh, Rivercrest, and we've got Jubal Parks of Mansfield. All these kids had something great going on. I think Wyatt Foreman, I believe he had 1,900 yards on the ground and 1,700 through the air, accounted for like over 50 touchdowns, had 10 junior high touchdowns this year before they moved him up and into varsity. He's just a freshman. He's going to be making major waves there at Bauxite very soon. We have John Skolarski of Ozark. Again, I've already talked about him a little bit. He was do everything for Ozark this year. also a menace on the basketball court as well. Looking forward to watching him play very soon. Jacob Miles of Searcy led the Searcy Lions to a second place finish in the 5A Central. They actually had a lead on Robinson at the half in that game. Jacob had a phenomenal year this year. Lex Latham of Rivercrest, I'll tell you what, they do a great job of updating us on stats. They do awesome. Lex really was kind of thrust into more of a bigger role for his team when oh man, I lost his name there, but they had Jaden Young. There we go. Jaden Young went down on injury, which I hate it for Jaden and the basketball team, especially. Jaden's a great basketball player. Good football player too. Don't get me wrong. And then Jubal Parks, and what can you say when you're a sophomore and you lead your team at quarterback to the state championship game? Jubal Parks had a phenomenal year there for Mansfield. Mansfield had a great year. And I've got Coach Whit Overton coming up very soon. So if you're a Mansfield fan and you're watching right now, I want you to stay tuned because we got Coach Whit Overton with us. I haven't even told him why we have him coming on. He's one of our top 5 for Coach of the Year as well. But I've got something special for you guys at Mansfield. So we're going to name our top 5 newcomers, or we've named the top 5. We're going to go ahead and name our winner. And before we do that, I'm going to try to get him on the phone. I don't know that I'm going to be able to, but we'll see. With that said, just hang with me and we'll see if I can get him. All right. Well, we're back in live, and I do have somebody on the phone. I do not have the Newcomer of the Year award winner on the phone, but what I do is have his coach on the phone. And the Newcomer of the Year is Jacob Miles of Searcy, played quarterback for Searcy, helped his team to a fantastic year. And I've got Coach Zach Clark on here with us to talk about Jacob. And well, Coach, you got a fine sophomore quarterback on your hands. Jacob was 188 of 285 with 3,100 yards passing, 36 touchdowns, just 8 picks, rushed 91 times for 512 yards and 8 touchdowns, all as a sophomore.
He was good. He's a tremendous um you know I knew he was, had a chance to be, but what I did know is just the 2 older brothers. His skills are phenomenal. Always been comfortable around the older guys. He really, I mean, he was somebody that and our team really around, and he was certainly one of the biggest and best leaders we had. And that me and shocked me as much as anything, as much as his performance this year, and I'm proud of him.
Well, he just had he just had a great year, just an unreal year. And we talked a little bit, and we felt like, or you and I talked a little bit about your team, and we felt like you guys might be a year ahead of schedule. And some of that has to be because you can line up a kid at quarterback like Miles and say, as a sophomore, I know coming into the season you had to think, well, he's a sophomore, probably going to get some mistakes out of him, and
Right.
I'm sure that you did, but only 8
Right.
interceptions for the whole year.
I mean, that was he really took care of the ball. Um, you're right. I mean, going into the year, we were excited about him, and and I knew he was going to have a nice year. I anticipated that, but by no means did I think throw for over 3,000 yards, have his be as productive as he was, and just if we don't have Jacob, I'm sure what our record would. But then going back to about being a year away, that certainly I didn't want to say it, but when you start more quarterback, that's it's a little scary. But as Jacob developed, he played, and then certainly we've got some pieces around. I think he'd be the first to tell you. Um, our receiving core is made up of juniors, and they're coming back. So uh, a big year, and we're going to need Jacob big year next year.
Absolutely. And you're moving up to 6A, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we are in the 6A. So that'll. I mean, we know we will have to play um, every week. I mean, there's off weeks. There's no weeks you know that we've got to or that we will be fortunate off or have a if you have a bad week, uh, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
And but anyway, it'll be real competitive, but it ought to be real fun.
All right. Well, Coach, man, I know that this was a little bit impromptu, but I appreciate you joining us here. And
You bet.
I'd like to get with him at some point. Maybe we can and come down and present. That will be the plan at some point to do that. So,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
anyway, well, Coach, man, again, thank you for joining us here, and we appreciate it. And good luck.
Hey, thanks, Brett. Thanks.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Coach Zach Clark there on his quarterback, Jacob Miles. And anyway, it's incredible the year that they had, being a sophomore quarterback, starting a sophomore quarterback there. Let me go back to this real quick, give you a chance to look at this one more time. We got the ASN Basketball Classic coming up on Saturday at Clinton. We want you to come out. We want you to be a part of that. Come out and just watch some great basketball. It's going to be a good time. All right, so this one's going to be interesting. This is the first year that we've done this, and we will do this more coming up. And like I said, I've got a surprise here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Coach Whit Overton, and I'm going to talk to him real quick. So give me a minute, and we'll get Coach Overton on the phone. All right, so I've got 3A state champion coach at Mansfield. I know that the Mansfield folks love you over there right now, Coach. But we've got a new award that we haven't been able to push as much, and like I said, sometimes it's just like drinking through a fire hose, trying to keep everything straight and do all the things that need to be done on a daily basis. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold up this award. And this part of the award is not going to be the best part of the award, but we want to thank Helping Hands Medical Center for allowing us to give the Mansfield Tigers the Offensive Line of the Year award. And one of the reasons why we wanted to do that was because the big uglies don't get enough of the pub, and of course Coach, as well as I do. Well, more than I do, that if you don't have an offensive line, you don't have anything. And you guys had a fine offensive line, setting the record for rushing in the state championship game with 485 yards.
Yeah, this group's been, coach, man. They're exactly what you want. The line, they play together. They, like I said, they're tough. They're physical. They love getting after it. They love getting better in practice. And they've been four of these guys started when they were sophomores. All five of them played as sophomores a lot. To see this group mature and get better every single year in the weight room was fun. And talk about made some sacrifices too. Two of them are high running backs. Them to be selfless and commit themselves to being in senior high and doing what's best for the team. That just goes right along with what our culture and being selfless and putting the team above yourself, and guys did, and it paid off big time.
Well, that's awesome that you've got such story. And Coach, I'll tell you what, your story that you have, we need to have a set down at some point. And really, I'd love to, I don't want to ruin it. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to ruin it, because I'd like to do something with it. Here's what I want to do here. This is the best part of this award. Okay. This is the best part. Not only are you going to get the award for this, which is the award here, but we are going to set up a dinner for the big uglies. We're going to come. We're going to come eat with you guys. I'll get with you on that. That'll obviously have to be after school is back in, and we'll figure it out. But this is going to be the part of the award that's the best part, which is we're going to set up some sort of steak dinner or barbecue dinner or something along those lines that we're just going to eat and feast out, because I know that's what the offensive linemen like to do.
Oh, yeah, they'll love that for sure. They'll be all about it for sure.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, listen, man, we want to do more of this in the future. Man, there was so much that changed around the end of September with us that we just weren't able to do everything that we needed to do. But so it was good change. But we were able to do this, and this was an idea that I came up with, and I shared it with one of my people, and he was like, "Absolutely, go for it." So, we're going to get you guys set up with a great dinner. I don't know, that might end up being the best award by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me.
All right, man. Well, Coach,
hey, and I want to shout these guys' names out.
Do it, yeah.
We said who they are from left to right: Xander Walters, Logan Orr, Caden Orr, James Bosley.
Okay.
Those guys are really good. And then our tight end too, Michael Carter. He has number on, but he's really a lineman at heart.
I got you. Now, one of them cut out there I believe it was the third one you said, the center maybe.
Ethan Martin.
I think that was the one. One, man. Well, listen, I've already told you this, and we'll be naming it actually very quickly here, but your top 5 in the Coach of the Year as well. Man, just great times there at Mansfield right now, and I know that we've already talked about your junior high being undefeated as well. So, congratulations. Well,
hopefully we're here to stay.
All right,
for sure. That's what we wanted.
Well, man, stay tuned. We've got just a little bit more coming. I may be calling you again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, have a good one.
You too.
All right, Coach. Whit Overton there as we give the Mansfield Tigers the Offensive Line of the Year award, brought to you by Helping Hands Medical Center. Appreciate those guys here in the Russellville area for helping us out on that. In fact, let me see here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and announce this before we get into it, because we are going to get into Coach of the Year right now. Next year, we will have a new award called the Assistant Coach of the Year. Coach Simpson over at Southside said, hey, this would be a great time to get that. So this next year, we will be doing the High School Assistant Coach of the Year award. To be kind of like the Broyles Award, but I won't be able to call it the Broyles Award, but I wouldn't, because it's not a college award. It will be a high school award, but we will be recognizing a top assistant that maybe they're ready to move into a head coaching award, or head coaching possibility, and we want to recognize that. So next year in 2026, when we're sitting here sometime around this time, we will do a Assistant Coach of the Year award. So with that said, let's go ahead and do the top 5 for the Coach of the Year. And appreciate Tyson Foods for being on with us. They've been with us basically from the beginning. And you can see here, Coach of the Year, top 5. You've got Tucker Bernard of Shiloh Christian. You got Van Pascal of the Cross County Thunderbirds. Zach Watson of Elkins. You got Mark Kelly of Sylvan Hills, and Whit Overton, who I just spoke to, of Mansfield. Great, 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 great coaches there. Anyway, we've got such a lineup of coaches here, and again, it's one of those things. I'm telling you, this year has been the absolute hardest when it comes down to uh, voting for these awards. I haven't even said this. Number one, we got the D3 Auto Sales MVP Award coming up. If you don't already know that, I think it almost goes without saying. This is where it started with us, and we thank D3 Auto Sales for being a part of that. But the voting, we have people from all over the state. I can tell you a couple names that voted with us was Wes Moore of 103.7 The Buzz, and Zach Arns of ESPN Radio. They were a part of this voting with us, and there were other people across the state that come in and voted with us. And so, a lot of people want to know. And then we had the fan vote. We considered the fan vote in the Coach of the Year and the MVP awards, and could have done more, but again, the holidays got to me, and that's my fault more than it is anything else. So, with that said, I am going to give you the Coach of the Year. I got to see if I can get him on the line. So, with that said, give me a minute, and I'll be right back. All right. And on the phone with me is our Coach of the Year. And man, it's so great to be able to talk to these people real time when it comes to this, and we've been able to do that for the most part. But our Coach of the Year is Van Pascal of the Cross County Thunderbirds. Coach, congratulations on being the ASN Coach of the Year.
I appreciate it very much, guys. Great, great group of coaches there that you've mentioned, and just, you know, uh, and a privilege. And I always say good players make good coaches, and we had a bunch of kids this year that worked tremendously hard at a goal that we set a long time ago, and blessed. God blessed us. We're just blessed to be able to receive that.
Well, Coach, you made a run in the playoffs. You had a good, solid regular season. But what was the difference for you in the playoffs? You guys went to Junction City and really won that one, which I know it doesn't happen very often. And it doesn't happen very often when you got to drive 4 or 5 hours to do it. So that was the catalyst. But tell us a little bit about your playoff run and how that went.
We kind of hit a stride last regular season game against Earl season there, and we played really well. Earl had a good ball club, and we were able to handle them pretty well. Scored a lot of points. Our defense played well against the quarterback was really good in the playoffs, and had a big win against Bigelow, and of course Junction City. We've had it circled for a long time, and they don't lose many games there. And but I told our superintendent before we loaded the bus going down that we were ready. And I thought we were going to win the ball game. We played outstanding. Just from there on, against the Desert in semis, and then to play East Point Set County in the finals, where they had beat us once, and our defense played well. Our offense got a lot of publicity during the year, but our defense played well.
Yes, they did. You were huge up front. Of course, we know Danny Bill was one of those guys, but and he got a lot of the pub because he's a four-star kid. He's the kid that gets the notice, and he ended up with the Razorbacks after being committed to Oklahoma State. But I know you had some other kids up front that were really, really mauling type of guys. So talk a little bit about those guys and just the rest of your team.
Yeah, again, he's a great athlete. For guys his size, and he did get a lot of publicity, and well deserved. But there's a lot of names, and I'll leave somebody out. Williams, he had a great year for us also on that interior on both sides of the line, and was our leader of our football team actually. It just was in check and motivated them, and those kind of things. Those were big. Parker Duncan played well as a senior for us. Colin Stevens, other names, the whole offensive line. Before we would step on the field every Friday night, I'd say, "Hey guys, can I put it on your backs?" And they say, "Yes, sir." And our offensive line coach, Coach Clark, Jamar Clark, an outstanding job. Our defensive coordinator, Caton Hill. I said, "Hey, we started that back in way back when in the summer. That defense wins championships, and Coach Hill did an outstanding job with that." And then our other coach, Coach Hagg, Connor Hagg, did with the DBs and secondary, and so it's just a combination of all that. To mention names is difficult for me because we talk about teams, but there are a lot of big players that stood out and played well during the season, but just the whole team together is what got it done.
Well, Coach, we'd like to come over there maybe sometime during a basketball game and present this award to you. I'd love to maybe get with you here in the next day or two and see if we can get that set up.
You bet. You just let me know, and we'll make it happen.
All right, Coach Van Pascal, he is our Coach of the Year, and Coach, again, congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So it was one of the closest votes. I mean, the MVP was right along with that. One of the closest votes that we've had. And again, I will say that this year was just an unprecedented year when it comes to the quality of football. I felt like the quality of talent. If you look at just high D1 talent in the state, there were more kids that went to D1 than I personally remember. Now, somebody might be able to historically tell me a little bit different. But it just was it was a great year for football in the state of Arkansas. We're going to have another special recognition right now, um, and this will actually be carried out tomorrow um, at in Fort Smith. This is our D3 Auto Sales MVP of last year, Kane Archer. He was fantastic. He was phenomenal again this year. The only thing that he didn't do was win the 6A state championship again. And man, congratulations to Shiloh Christian for being able to do what they did, and be able to slay the dragon, as I said earlier in a post there with Coach Tucker Bernard. But what we want to do is we're going to recognize Kane Archer with a Lifetime Achievement Award. We will actually have another live stream tomorrow in Fort Smith, right around noon, where we will be talking to Kane Archer. We're going to let him talk. You know, he may tell us some things that he wants the people of Arkansas to know. Um, I'm just basically going to get out of the way and let him talk, is what I'm going to do. This is something that he will be able to do. Right now, he's slated to go to Salt Lake City at Utah. I want to say, and this is one of those personal privilege type of things that you get to do when you own the company. I feel like, and this is my opinion, I don't want to put this on anybody else. I feel like Kane Archer is one of the top maybe 5 quarterbacks ever played in Arkansas. Now, I'm talking about high school. I'm talking about what he did here inside the state. He did things that nobody else has done. His record, 38-1, unbelievable record. What he did in the state of Arkansas, I'll just tell you, in my opinion, is the best. Now, there are other people, Tyler Wilson being one of them, that played at Greenwood, went on to Arkansas, and did some things. And the lore of Tyler Wilson got bigger because he went to the University of Arkansas. But if you match the numbers that he and Kane had, he had better numbers. He won 2 state championships at quarterback. I'm not sure where Tyler was on that right now off the top of my head. Tyler was an incredible quarterback there. Don't get me wrong. But what you just saw, and I'm going to put this back up again, is actually going to go up in the Greenwood gym there. And that's going to be there to show the things that Kane Archer has done as a quarterback. And we want to recognize him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. We'll be doing that tomorrow, loading up and heading that direction. So we appreciate his dad, Adam, for being involved with us. We appreciate Kane for being involved with us as well. Kane, he was the back-to-back, or is the back-to-back Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Arkansas. I mean, to be honest with you, he could have just said, you guys are nothing. But I appreciate the fact that he has shown interest in us and what we are doing here at ASN. So with all that being said, we're going to go into our MVP. I will say that Kane is not in the top 5 of the MVP. And one of the reasons why is he's getting this Lifetime Achievement Award. So, with that said, the D3 Auto Sales MVP, this is the one that started it all. Let me say thank you to Dare Saul. Let me say thank you to Randy Pickrell for being incredible sponsors for us. They've been with us for 3 years. And again, I can sit here and talk about all of these guys that seem to be staying with us, and I can't say enough about that. And man, I'm telling you, I can't wait for 2026. I think this is going to be a great year. There's going to be some new stuff that's coming out that you guys, I think, are going to love, and hopefully, you'll continue to be with us. And let me just say this now: consider joining us on YouTube. There's special content going out right now. One of the things, if you're a Razorback fan, called The Angle, and that is kind of breaking down the Ryan Silverfield era here in Arkansas, kind of letting you know what's going to happen, what you're going to see on the field. Sean Caldwell, that's my cousin. He's also a football coach around here in the area. Fantastic football mind, and he can tell you some things. We got episode 2 coming out very shortly. That thing's actually put together with all the busyness of the holiday season. Just really hadn't had the opportunity to get it in the can and get it done. So with that said, the Angle is going to be a part of it. The ASN Basketball Classic. If you want to watch great basketball that day, just sit back and watch great high school ball. Listen to our guys. I'll tell you what, we've gotten such compliments about our guys and our coverage and all that stuff. I can't thank you enough. And let me talk about those guys real quick. You got Bill Harshaw that puts all the stuff on the screen. What you're seeing tonight, graphics wise, most of that was done by Aaron Powers and what he does. And then Duran Miller. Duran's on the mic, and I can depend on Duran. If I can't make it somewhere, I can send him to a place and he can do it, and probably better than I can, to be honest with you. Carson Ward is out there. He's a young fella that's helping us out quite a bit. Great mind for sports, keeps us involved about coaching movements and different things of that nature. We can't say that enough. All of our Pottsville people that help us do our Pottsville things. Justin Smith, he's here now in the office with me behind the scenes doing things. Man, we can't do it without the team. I can't do it alone. I wouldn't want to do it alone. It's impossible. So, with that being said, top 5 for the MVP award is we've got Andrew Burton of Mansfield. We got Kane Price of Stuttgart. We've got Creed Vega of Dardanelle. We've got Enoch Asan of Greenbrier, and we've got Nikel Lewis of Hamburg. And man, I'm telling you, there is a case to be made for all of those guys. There's a case to be made for the guys that got left out. It was a great year. It was a great year. But when you're handing out awards, it makes that much harder. With that said, as I told you before, we had a panel that voted for this award. We had people talking to us about the top 10 and how to put it together. And then we were able to vote for our top 5 in the top 10, and that's why you see what you see. With that said, there's got to be one, right? You could give it to any one of those guys plus some, and you could make an argument for any one of those. Let me go back to that. I want to make sure that we recognize those guys one more time here. The top 5: Andrew Barton, fantastic year. He shined in the state championship probably as much as any of them. Any of the players, well, probably the most of the weekends there. We had Kane Price, quarterback of Stuttgart. He was consistently in our MVP talk every single week, along with Nikel Lewis, who was also in our MVP of the week every single week. Enoch Asan, he won our first week that we had there. And then you also had Creed Vega. I believe he also won one of the weeks there as well. So, again, there can only be one. There can only be one MVP. And I know that everybody wants to win it, and there's only one. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the MVP on the line. The D3 Auto Sales MVP, it was the one that started it all. Hang in there real quick, and we'll get him on the phone. Well, with me, I've got our D3 Auto Sales MVP on the line. And again, you could make a case for so many, and this was Coach of the Year and the MVP were the closest votes that we've had ever. I mean, it was as close as it could be. Um, everything was included. Everything was counted, and our D3 Auto Sales MVP is Creed Vega of Dardanelle. Congratulations, Creed, on winning our D3 Auto Sales MVP.
Thank you.
Well, Creed, you had a year that you know. I mean, people dream of having years like you had here. You had um, 2,145 yards rushing and 31 touchdowns. You had 2,430 yards passing and 24 touchdowns. You just threw 6 interceptions. Then on the defensive side of the ball, you had 103 tackles. You had 10 for loss. You had 3 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. I mean, you can't, there's nothing else that you could have done. I guess you could have got an interception in there. Did one possibly hit your hands that you dropped?
The one that was close against one that I just came up short on, but I had it, but it was still a big pass breakup. So
Yeah, well, it will. It'll be, it will go down in the books as a pass breakup. But as you said,
yeah,
it is something here. Um, man, I know you're a man of a few words, but just kind of give me just a little bit of a synopsis of how you feel. I know you've been a Dardanelle kid your whole life. You have
yes, sir.
been a kid that you've watched your dad coach. I assume your whole life. What was it
Yes, sir.
like to be able to get the Dardanelle Sand Lizards to Little Rock?
It was a really great feeling. Like honestly, it was. I mean, I know this was a long time ago, but 14. I can still remember we played Warren in the semifinals, and I was at that game, and they like we were gonna get to go. I wasn't a part of the team. My dad coached, but like I was. I mean, I love watching the football games and all that, and so to be a part of just going to Little Rock and with all my friends that I grew up with. I mean, I know I have other friends that were on the team that were at that game in 2014 that were like watching. We were all sad that we lost and everything, but just to actually be able to make it there it was something special, not just for me, but my dad also. Family known we've been here forever. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Well, that is incredible, man. That is incredible. I know that when we were at the Warren game, that um, I know that exercised some demons for you guys. I know it had to for your dad because that 2000 and I guess it was 14 team
Yes, sir.
was a very good football team that year, and
Yes, sir.
they came within an eyelash. But you guys were the ones that were able to break through and win the thing. You were able to win the whole thing, or I say you went get to the thing.
Yes, sir.
And I know you wanted to win it all, and unfortunately, it's kind of like this MVP trophy. There's only one that can win it, right? I mean, and I know
Yes,
that
sir.
there are some people that think that their guy should have won it. And man, I'm going to tell you, I know you saw the list there, and you even saw Nikel Lewis play. I
Yes,
know
sir.
that you know as well as I do that him or any of these other guys, and it's probably guys that didn't even make the list, could have been involved in this.
Yes, sir.
So
Really
yeah.
beautiful players.
Oh,
Real
no
good
doubt
players.
about it. But anyway, with that being said, and it, I want to just say thank you for joining me here. We'll get over to Dardanelle, and we will we'll get this MVP trophy to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, that is Creed Vega on winning the D3 Auto Sales MVP award. We do appreciate him for joining us here, and we appreciate you for joining us here on our ASN Awards Show. Again, great year for the state, great year for lots of kids in the state, and man, we're looking forward to another awesome year coming up in 2026. But anyway, guys, I am done talking. It has been an hour and 15 minutes, and it has been a lot. But again, we want to say come out to the ASN Basketball Classic. Come join us there. And then, keep joining us, keep coming out with us anytime that we go live. We do appreciate it. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna go on, say thank you once again for joining us here on ASN, and we'll be back soon.